Welcome to part 5 of the Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 Let's Play. So now that we are out of the apocalypse, we have to head to the item shop immediately because, yes, there is a new item, and it's the bounce bracelet returning from Sonic Adventure 2. And well, okay, as soon as I get out of it. The bounce bracelet pretty much works just like how it did in Sonic Adventure 2, only, you know, it's a slightly delayed, like the homing attack, at least similar to the homing attack. So don't expect to get too crazy with it, or do the super bounce glitch from Sonic Adventure 2. I love doing that glitch in that game. So the next stage we have to get to is Radical Train, but since those guards are in our way, once more we have to get rid of this grate. And I love this little bit right here. You go in, out, Sonic the Hedgehog portal crossover confirmed. Valve, make it happen. Okay, so the gimmick with Radical Train is that we constantly have to keep moving. Why is that? Well, we have to hurry and hit the switch before it reaches the end of its tracks. Otherwise, it'll hit the explosive barrier where Princess Elise, who's inside the train, I guess, and she'll die on that train, and thus Iblis will be released. Now, okay, I could say this for a lot of levels in Sonic 06 actually, but this is actually a pretty good level. I mean, the gimmick is interesting, and I do like the whole, you know, you're running across scales and conveyor belts. My only dislike is that I don't like how the conveyor belts change without any sudden warning, but other than that, I really had no problem with this stage. The time limit to get to the switch is actually very forgiving. And so, unlike Wave Ocean, where you wouldn't know there would be a time limit, because you know when Sonic is on that whale, you would actually know there's a time limit here. Also, the music here is also pretty damn good. And again, I'm probably gonna say this for the rest of the entire game, but I just love this soundtrack. It's one of the best Sonic has ever had. And it's ironic because this is from one of the worst Sonic games ever. Oh, and I didn't get this, but there will be a bit of dialogue where Sonic will go, I'll be able to move faster if I move on top of the train instead of the rails. That is a goddamn lie. Do not listen to him. What he means is his homing attack up to the grind rails, and you'll be able to go faster. So, yeah, don't listen to that bit of advice. And of course we are at our third Mach Speed section, where there's a lot of twists and turns and a very, very tight cargo area. Ugh. On your first playthrough, you're probably gonna die a lot from that. I think I did die a lot from that. But we just got past the hardest part of the stage, because once you get to here, it's actually a breeze. It's actually a pretty easy breeze. You'll know when the train canisters are about. You'll know when the train cars are about to explode when they're blinking. So if they're blinking, move out of the way. And yeah, it's pretty simple. I don't know why I got that silver medal again. Whatever. I already explained it last part, and I don't want to explain it again. But that was Radical Train, and it's a pretty good level. It's just good. It's not my favorite personally, but it's up there, one of the best.
I knew it. I knew you'd return. You had to.
You again. This time, there will be no more interruptions! The Iblis trigger must die!
Sonic.
Ha!
So how was your little walk?
God damn it, Eggman!
It's time to end this! Who? Rathalos! Why are you getting in my way?
I'm Shadow. Shadow the Hedgehog.
Now stop it. You have nowhere to go.
I would rather die than be your prisoner again.
So what are you going to do, Princess? Do you plan to jump?
Farewell.
And she doesn't suffer any whiplash from that.
You won't get away that easily.
Okay, so now we are at the Egg Genesis. I don't know if this is a reference to the Sega Genesis or the... Well, then again, and if it were to be a reference to the Sega Genesis, then it would be known as the Egg Mega Drive in Europe. But that's not the subject. So what we have to do with the Egg Genesis is that he'll launch a few missiles, and then he'll go down, and those flying enemies will... Those gun beetle-like enemies will spawn in. You use them the homing attack chain onto one of the wings. You run along the wing, and then you use the bounce bracelet to nail it, to just, you know, press the head in. And, this boss fight as a whole is pretty meh at best. And this actually sports the second camera problem that we have in terms of boss fights. Remember how I said in the Egghound boss fight where the camera wouldn't exactly focus on the boss? In fact, that's also a problem with Silver in that case. The other camera problem is that the camera will focus on the boss, yes, but in fact it'll be so focused on the boss and it won't focus on you. So my best tip with this boss fight, don't get too close to it. Otherwise the camera will zoom in on the boss fight and you won't be able to see where you're going. And in terms of other attacks he gets, well actually here, I think after taking down the second wing, and the robot will actually get the smart idea and will duck his head in. And you're gonna have to wait until the missile barrage ends, and once the missile barrage ends, then you can nail him in the head. The thing is, when it comes to the missiles, you might want to be careful because you can't really see where they're gonna. You can't see where they are, so it's very easy to get hit by the missiles whenever you're on the head anyway. And also, he'll try to fire a laser at you, and the target will actually follow you. After a set period of time, it will stop following you. And that is one of the easiest attacks you could ever avoid. And I just got hit by it. But other than that, I mean, other than camera issues, this boss fight as a whole, it's not so difficult, but it's not that hard. Oh yes, I forgot about this. As after taking down the last wing, and he'll actually pull an egg viper and will try to hit you as it's gonna crash. As you can see here, it's very easy to avoid. It makes me wonder, what's the point of that attack? But that is it for part 5 of this game, ladies and gentlemen. In part 6, we are actually gonna be heading to my personal favorite stage in the entire game. Well, for Sonic's story anyway. I am GameMan5804, and you all have a great day.
That was a gutsy move back there.
Well, I was desperate and, I just had to get away. I owe you a lot, Sonic. Sonic!
I'll head into the jungle.
Okay.